think of what you think of when people think of Christ or Buddha, Krishna, or Muhammad, or these enlightened souls that walk the earth. Nowadays, they be homeless travelers, people that couldn't stand to live in this box or the reality that they were born into. Sorry, adjust my bag. They ask questions like, okay, so you imagine, so you're Christian or whatever, like before the dawning of those kind of teachings, well, people would spend their lives either ignoring it and living however they felt necessary, or they felt that they were called to be something more, or to figure it out, to question everything, and to find their God. And I honestly believe with all my heart, as unique as our thumbprints, so is our faith and our understanding of God, or higher power, or spiritualism, universalism, whatever you believe is just as unique as your thumbprint. I think that it's a right for us as human beings to believe with everything what we believe. You are the only truth you know. You don't know if you're in a matrix. You don't know if this is really reality, I think of near-death experience when I'm just talking about that, because in the near-death experiences that I've had in life, it's so familiar. That premortal knowledge returns. It's so familiar, and you don't think like that, and you can't really take it back with you here. But I do believe that it is true. There is a oneness. There is a oneness between us. In all the specific vibrations and frequencies that we project, there will never be another one of us. And so I think it's most important in these times that we forget about our religious differences and just believe what you believe. Nobody has to push anything on anybody, but I think it's beautiful and the right to open up and talk about what you really believe. Just think for a minute, think about your faith and the people that follow your faith. If that's what you are, in congregation, or in halls and meetings and in coming together, well, all those people that come together in their house of God, in their own religion, they sit and talk about their own religions, and it's not an argument, but they do kind of argue back and forth on doctrine or beliefs or anything their whole lives with the people that are of the same faith. So how in the world do we have this separation between religion when each religion can't even agree or agree to disagree? So there is a certain amount of that. I believe I know with all my heart that what we truly believe in life is the most important thing that we can take. So as long as you believe in something and you're good. You will meet your God. You will meet your manifestation of it in comfortable. And to be able to hold your head high that you stood in life for what you believed in. And when things came up, you were able to say and to feel when things are wrong, when things are bad, when things are what they call sin, when things are what they call a miracle, and just to be able to accept that it is all part of that. It's all part of us as the experience. I mean, it's sad to say, but I honestly believe that every experience we need to know as a oneness in the end, and to bring back to our gods or our spiritualisms or anything that we believe, because all of us go through all these experiences differently. And to imagine, that to have the collective of how it does, from the saint to a serial killer to the sickest and most pitiful, disgusting human being that has ever lived. We're all experiencing it together, and we can all bring that forward. And I think that's beautiful, to experience what you need to experience in life, where you're drawn to experience in life. Everyone has a calling. I read this book back in the day about this blind fella that lived in one of my hometowns. Gosh dang it, what is the name? It's called His Name's Monument. I'll tag it, but he was a blind person that over time just brought these rocks up to this point and hiked every day. He knew it, even though he couldn't see. And he built this giant monument. But in that book, there was a part that really hit me, and I think I was maybe, I would say maybe like 10 to 13 or something when I'd read this book. But it stated, before we came here in life, we were handed a bag of rocks. Every problem, everything that we were going to face, every trial, every tribulation, every hard time, every uptime, every downtime, every love, every emotion, every truth, every lie. And we grabbed that bag of rocks. And we looked our God in the eye and said, I got this. And he trusted us. The gods, he, she's, gods, goddesses, angels, demons, all of it, trusted us to take those and to experience it. And it's so important to experience it. I think that's the only part of evil, or what people call the devil, is what hinders us from experiencing the things that we agreed to experience, so that we could bring back that knowledge in our own vibration in a special way that has never been done. Can you imagine every deck of cards that has ever been shuffled throughout history, throughout time, billions of times, has never been the same? You know how weird that is? Like, look it up. I barely read that, not too long ago, and it blew my mind. That's profound, but that's how unique our experiences and our lives is. Our deck of cards, our bag of rocks, as I was saying. Don't let the darkness hinder you. Don't give in. You have a power inside of you that is so special and so unique, so beautiful, and so strong. You're a fucking warrior. Excuse my language. Honestly, you rise to a potential, and if there's anything that I can do along the way, through my own experiences, I mean, that's all it is. I'm just experiencing life and sharing my thoughts, you know. But in my life, I've seen the importance of that, because sometimes, every once in a while, something will come out of my mouth that actually hits someone. And we need to do that for each other more. I don't give myself good advice. I really don't give myself. I mean, I do, but like, not the best advice. Yeah, I mean, but we all do the best that we can to give advice to others. Um, the best teachers. Uh, best teachers don't know. It's impulse. It's knowledge without knowing. It's just finding that one thing that will sink into someone. It's funny, with all the people that I've talked to my whole life. Okay, everybody has their own spiel. Like, I'm going through my own spiel right now and saying the things that I am, because it's a one-sided conversation. Other than when I come back in comments and whatever, but it's a one-sided conversation. So I've known people my whole life, and they've always, throughout the years, every time we hang out, well, they give their spiel every time, and what they believe in excuse me, in their truth. And you know and when people are doing that, you feel with your heart that, oh, well, there's parts of it that's like, well, no, you should think of it this way, or this is how I think of it, but to be able to just stop and listen to people, and just let them get it out, without the bringing it into your own life, or anything. Just try it, like, in conversation. Every time you feel an impulse to talk, just nod, or understand, or show that you're understanding, show that you're listening. Because most people, honestly, in all my travels and all the thousands of people that call me friend and brother, there's one thing that I've known about society: everybody just needs someone to listen. It's important. It's hard, in especially an argument, or speaking with someone that you really care about, like your partner in life, because they're trying with all of their heart to express what they are. And what I found, even within myself, is I get stuck not listening, because I'm trying to think of what I need to say back in my defense, or my, I don't know, like, how shallow and how selfish, when somebody in your life is bleeding it out for you. How selfish of me to not grant them enough time to express what they're feeling, and just shut up and listen. I mean, think about that, and please implement it into your life, because people need that. In times of my life where I have been able to listen, especially traveling and hitting major cities, and running into folks, bus stops, or on the street, or whatever it is. But just to openly express concern or whatever, like you can look at somebody and tell they're not okay. So to be able to go, hey, you know, like, how are you today? You know, are you smiling? Or thank you for your smile. Even though you're standing here on the side of the road with a sign and yada yada or whatever, you know. But just to spark conversation and to be able to just sit and listen. Helps people more than anything. Just as, you know, I mean, honestly, like, I need to be listened to right now. You know, going through a rough patch, never again. I'm gonna try to do my best to stop talking about it and implement into the positive, but I've needed this. Like I was saying earlier, I never thought my mind frame of where I started this YouTube would be there, but it's what it took to get me off my butt and to actually start, because I do believe it's important. We're all going through it, and I know there's people out there that maybe I can help, and if I can help you, if there's anything that I can do throughout my time here sharing on YouTube, you know, or I'll die a happy man. You know, and after this life, if somebody could walk up to me and give me a hug and be like, hey, you know I never met you, but this, you know. Yeah, I mean, more to me than anything. So, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much, you know, for listening to me so that I can listen to you. So like I said, if you feel anything in your heart to drop a comment and reach out, I'll do my best to get back to you in a timely manner, to get to know you, to talk with you, to listen. I mean, I don't care if I gotta set up a platform or a WhatsApp or whatever for people to give me a call. I don't, because I care about you that much. Even though I've never met you, I know the universe brought you here. So let's get to know one another, because together we are stronger. I know that. Spent the last year of my life the most alone I ever felt. And in the past few weeks, with the hundreds of people that are coming forward, I don't know how I ever felt that way. But you should never feel that way. So if you feel that way and you feel like no one's there for you, please reach out, because I am. And I will be. I fucking love you. Excuse my language. I love you.